goes to show you what, Anton?
It's just a fundamental.
It's just we just got so many differences,
It
man.
doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like they're locked into it though. Like I didn't get the impression that they can't not shower.
Are y'all hearing the same videos that we hearing?
Yeah, what do
Yes,
you mean?
what I'm saying is if he needed to have alone time, it doesn't sound like no, it's not allowed. You can't. Maybe he hasn't needed alone time other than those few times.
But
Every
let me
man
ask you
needs a
something.
long
Let
time.
me ask you something, Carrie. And do you ever feel like you need alone time yourself? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think a man that pretty much has the world on his shoulders, taking care of we don't know how many kids they got. You don't think he needs some
You got
alone
two
time?
going in from the beginning.
Yeah, I do, but that's why I'm like okay. Yes, I do. To answer your question, at the same time, if they're showering is like what it was for me and my husband initially, and they're able to keep it up that way, then those particular moments, you're not looking for a long time. That's why I said if they've been doing it this long, in my mind, how we were doing it, I'm impressed because it was hard for us to keep it up. So now if it's a chore or if it's like, dang, she coming with me, then I can see where that can impede on his alone time. But it really should be a time where it's a release. Like, I'm so glad
All them kids going around. I'm quite sure it was plenty of releasing.
pretty of releasing.
There's plenty. Good
I
Lord.
mean, and Anton actually skipped past the part that I thought he was going to focus on when she said we're together 90% of the time and we do everything together. Like I
And
thought
yeah,
that
see,
was more excessive than the
yeah, and that was
shower.
bothersome. Like when I
I was
heard
like,
that
okay,
instantly, I'm
dang,
like, yo, what?
Well,
y'all
You know what?
showering
Y'all
together
had
and
already
y'all
told
together
me.
all the time. Like
I assume that y'all was just gonna agree with her no matter what, because when y'all hit me with the shower situation, how
Play,
is it
play,
not
play
weird
how
to
I
take
want
a
to hear how
shower?
egregious that is, man.
but we don't agree. We don't agree with her no matter what because I don't agree with her not having an
No,
account.
no, 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 no. When y'all agree that it's normal for
For the
For the
shower.
to be
shower,
able
I
to
agree that it
do this,
wasn't normal for the account.
huh?
and I didn't say normal. I said impressive.
When if we y'all no, because y'all was looking at us and looking at me like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, and
Because
I'm like,
because
what the
I
fuck
don't
is
think
wrong
I
with
don't
this whole
I
situation?
don't think
no
it's
no because I
normal.
don't believe I and this is just my opinion. I don't believe that she means, oh, we wait, I'm waiting, he's waiting, we better get in the shower. I don't believe that. I absolutely don't believe it. I just believe that they do it a
20
lot.
times,
And with that, I don't find a
13
problem.
years.
Well,
That's once
well,
every 6 months or some shit, right? Once every 7 months.
yeah. So
Once
what
what?
I
You know how
what I
many
think it
showers that
is like
is?
whoever starts the shower, they hurry up and get their ass up and get in there.
Slimmy, that's like one out of every 400 showers.
Shit.
Woo! Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to smell you farting and lighting up this shower.
Who does that in the shower? You?
You can't
You didn't
you
tell on
can't
yourself.
control that.
Yes, you can.
Man, trust me, that woman, that look at that woman's hair. You know she ain't controlling when she
You can
farting.
control your gluteus
Why y'all
maximus
scared?
muscle.
No, if you're showering every day, you're not afraid to pass gas in front of each other. Like that is not a thing.
No, fuck that,
That's
Carrie.
that's
What is
exactly
wrong
my
with
point.
y'all?
That's exactly my
Wait,
point.
wait, wait,
I
wait a
don't want
minute.
to. I
Wait a
don't want to.
minute.
Nope.
Carrie, what the
Nope.
fuck?
Nope. Because
Wait
now,
a
now,
minute.
now I got to look at you.
And
Neanderthal behavior. Neanderthal
well,
behavior.
well, and who waits for the shower to pass gas? Like if I'm married to you, you're gonna hear me pass gas. I don't have to wait to go to the shower
Oh
for it.
no,
No, but
no, 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 no,
Carrie
no,
said
no.
this already.
You
Why y'all
excuse
Yeah.
yourself. Please excuse yourself.
Carrie
Please
has said this
excuse yourself.
already.
No, I'm
Excuse
out. I'm
yourself.
out. I'm
Please
good.
go to another room.
Facts.
I do not want to know you that well.
If we can
Facts.
make it, but if
No,
we in the same room, we in the
no,
same room.
Okay,
no.
so
Man.
let me.
What do you
You,
mean if we
you
can
as
make
a
it? You
man,
don't y'all wouldn't do that in front of y'all boss?
My
No.
boss is not my husband.
No, you know what you worked before.
Well, actually, my boss is my husband now. But
You worked before a regular job.
Oh
yeah,
man,
I
I
would.
can't believe
Yeah,
this, man.
You know what? I don't.
I shouldn't be more comfortable around my
I
boss than my
can't
I
believe
can't.
husband.
this,
I
man.
can't, bro. Women are
I
Shouldn't I be
can't.
more comfortable around my husband than my boss?
no.
No,
I should be more comfortable around my boss.
You should have more respect and decorum around the person that take care of you than the person that don't give a fuck about you.
Well, that's if you consider that decorum in your environment. But in our environment, we're cool. We're good.
It seemed like you would care more about how I viewed you than you would care about the person that don't give a
Right,
fuck
but
about you.
that's fine. But for you don't like that. Like that bothers you. But if you're with somebody and they're like, go ahead, like you're a human, then they're not gonna hold that against you.
It's crazy.
Whew.
This is crazy.
That we
You
know
never you
Carrie
never saw the stand up.
lighting that room up right now.
You never heard Eddie Murphy stand up. It's the fight game, son. You play one day, it's the fight game.
Yeah,
I don't like that, bro.
I think that's delirious.
It might have been delirious.
I don't think
only
I was
reason
wrong.
only reason I don't
might
like
have.
it is because, and not because I think men should hold it. It's because y'all usually have a smell. So no, you got to get up and go somewhere else.
No, fuck
Mika,
that.
your gas has a smell sometimes too. You might have most gas that you pass during the day should not have a smell.
I don't even like to think
But
about women
I've
that
barely been
fart.
around
I
men.
don't want to.
Oh
I don't want
yeah,
to do
man.
this
I
shit.
don't.
you can't tell me
I don't want to
your
do this
gas
shit.
has never had a smell.
Why are
Mika,
y'all farting?
yours.
No. What
I'm
Oh, but
not. I'm.
it's,
I'm gonna
there's our
lower
worst.
the
I
volume.
agree. There's our worst.
hold on.
I'm lowering the volume while y'all
Hold on.
discuss.
What I'm saying is men. What I'm saying is I would say men they tend to eat things like meats and stuff like that
I
you know.
agree. Theirs is yeah.
So
You don't eat meat?
not like that really. No.
Yeah, I
Oh,
eat much
I only
cleaner
eat one
than most
time a
other
day.
men.
Y'all know that. Come on.
yeah, but I thought you ate meat though.
No, the meat that I will eat when I do eat meat is chicken, but I don't eat it every day. I don't eat meat every day. Mm-mm.
You don't eat beef?
No, I don't like meat.
Oh, okay.
Anton, where you go?
Like every now and then, like if I'm going
You
somewhere
don't want to
and
hear this.
somebody goes somewhere, they want to do a cookout or something. But
I'm not doing this, Carrie. I'm not doing
Yeah.
it. I'm not doing this, Carrie. I'm not. Y'all always want to give us the worst of y'all.
hmm?
Is this your skit? Is this your skit?
No, this is real. Y'all always want to give us the worst of y'all. I don't understand why y'all.
Who?
Why y'all want to give us the worst of y'all?
Who?
Women that sleep, women that lay with the men that they like, supposedly. I think
How
women
is
hate.
that the worst if it doesn't bother you?
I think that women hate men. I think that women secretly hate men, but they use them because they need them, and this is why the men that they use the most get the worst of them. Honestly, bro. Because listen,
But you said you like them a little toxic.
okay, so let me ask y'all a question. Carrie, come on, Carrie, come on back. Carrie, come on back. Because how are y'all going to why wouldn't y'all why wouldn't y'all do that around guys that y'all don't like?
I wouldn't be guys that I don't like. What do you mean?
You'd have to explain that a little
Y'all hold
more.
y'all farts in, y'all wait to get to the bathroom,
No, I just go to the bathroom.
you put your best foot forward. We gotta
I just
see
go to
you
the
at your
bathroom.
worst.
When?
Why y'all acting like y'all don't understand what I'm talking about? Your
I just go to
boss,
the
people
Because
that
bathroom.
you don't know, people that you
I
deal with
don't
on a
pass
regular
that much.
basis.
I don't pass that.
Y'all give them the best of y'all, and then you say, "Oh, but I love you, so you can see the worst of me."
But Anton, hold on. First of all, if you're passing that much gas, something is
That's what
wrong
I'm
with
like.
you,
Who is
and
passing that
and
much
you're
gas?
eating. That's disgusting.
It's
Two,
not
you
just
need
about
to change.
passing gas; it's about everything. It's like
Hold on. You need to change your diet. But two,
y'all
I
not
just
listening.
said I will go. I go to the bathroom. I never said anything about
Y'all not
pooping.
hearing what I'm saying.
I never said anything about pooping in front of anybody. And then three, I said I really don't like it when men do it because men have smell.
If you value me the most, why am I the person that always got to see you at your worst? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know what women you're talking about. So
Yeah, I'm not. I don't get where you're getting. You're now seeing the person at their worst. I don't get that. I don't get how you got there.
because that because aren't you guys okay, just like we talk about women, right? And women, the men that they sleep with, like that's their choice. Aren't you guys picking these women? You didn't know she was a pooper, a stinker before you start picking them and all
No,
that.
y'all not hearing me.
Come
Y'all not
on.
hearing me. But it's okay. I it's okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know what you mean by your worst. Like I don't ever. I would never run around looking homely ever. I get up at 4 a.m. and I work out. 4 a.m., which means when I get off
My
this phone,
my
I'm
my chick makes sure that she looks her best before she goes to bed, for example.
before
She
she
gets
what?
herself together if she knows that I'm on my way home.
Okay.
She doesn't use the bathroom in front of me. She chooses to do it separately and get herself together and all of that. And then, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, it's this when y'all first start dating with a person, or if you go on a date with somebody, or you meet somebody for the first time, you're trying to have the best impression. You're trying to give them an impression. Why? Because you want them to be impressed with you. You want them to like you. You want them to do all of this, whatever, right? And so what I'm saying is, if the person is giving you their best, right? They taking care of you, they love you, they take care of the kids, they make sure you got a roof over your head, they're willing to die for you. Why do they then get the worst version of you? But if you were to, for example, go into a new relationship, or if you get a new job and got a new male boss, or you meet a new person, you give them the best of you, is what I'm saying. It's almost like women do the opposite of what they're supposed to do when they get into a relationship, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about some women in general. Okay. So, some women do that. They do, they'll be maybe overweight. And then if they get out the relationship, they're going to go to the gym. I got to, so I can get a new man, yada, yada, new me, whatever. I do understand that. I don't understand it because me personally, I don't want to do that. I don't want to keep having to reinvent myself. So I just stay if you stay on top of it, you don't have to worry about trying to catch up. So I don't know. Maybe it's an issue. Maybe something's going on. Maybe she's having problems. Maybe she's toxic. I don't know. But I would think you would always want to put your best foot forward, unless you're incapacitated or sick. You know.
I don't think anybody who gets in a relationship and gets married wants the worst of their spouse. I think that goes both ways. Like, I don't think anybody wants the worst of anybody. So
So why do y'all do it? Why do
I
y'all
don't
think that
know
it's
I don't
okay?
know why you're saying that we do that. Like, I don't
Y'all
know why
just
you're saying we
validated
get
it with
because
everything that
I
y'all
said
said.
Who is
because
y'all?
I
Hold on.
said
Wait,
that
wait.
I
What did I say?
Why are y'all acting like y'all don't understand what I'm saying?
no, I don't because it sounds like from me talking about the passing gas thing, this went into getting the worst of the worst and and this is based off of I guess what would be
Hush, Miss.
acceptable for you. And I get it. Like for you, that might be like if she passes gas around me, she's giving me the worst of the worst. But that might not be the case for somebody else. So
Carrie, stop. Just don't do that
don't do what?
because you capping. You're trying to make it seem like no, everybody. No, guys don't want a woman to just be wanting to poot on them. Like that's not cool. Or
Who said poo on them?
guys want a woman's best, and so that's not a me thing. That's a universal thing.
That's not true, Anton.
Because a guy will accept you for
That's
what
not
it is,
true.
or they allow for you to get comfortable around them. That does not mean that that's what they want or that's what they prefer. They would want the best version of you.
And what I'm saying, how do you get how do you get to make that universal statement when I'm telling you that's not the case? Like that's
Okay.
not every man doesn't want the same thing that you might want in your day-to-day life. You just were wondering, you just said you didn't want to shower with your woman all the
That's
time
not what I
like that.
said. See now you're
No,
making it up.
you
That's
did
not what I
say that.
said.
You did. You
That's
basically
not what
said,
I said.
okay, you said that you okay, so do you want to shower with your woman all the time?
Sometimes and sometimes I
No, no,
also
I said all the time.
no. Why would I want
Okay.
to shower
So
with somebody
no, no, no.
all the time?
Okay. So what I'm saying is, but for some another man, like there were a bunch of people in the chat when you showed that they were like, "That's dope. I like that," and there were guys saying it. So right there, that demonstrates some men would like it, some men don't. I don't think that means that the men who like it or the men that don't, the women are giving them the
But
worst. The
Carrie,
worst
see,
is
you're
it's
being intentionally
no,
like
I'm not, Anton.
you're being disingenuous because like y'all say, the additional context and what I added into the conversation was the other things that go around just the shower because you don't just shower. Sometimes you use the bathroom before you get into the shower. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's other things around that I spoke on and Slimmy spoke on, but you're ignoring that part of the conversation to be able to try to justify your argument. And
No, I'm
so that
not.
is why I said no. Sometimes I prefer to have my own alone time. I want to shave. I want to, you know what I'm saying, do other things or whatever, right? And so now, if we add that additional context, yes, I think that there's a level of privacy that you would like or you should prefer in order to present yourself in the best space possible.
Okay, so are you saying that when people are in hotel rooms and you have the bathrooms, then they should absolutely wait to do anything. They should wait to shower, they should wait to brush their teeth, anything until somebody comes totally out the bathroom.
I don't consider the hotel room the same because
Because usually people do that in the hotels.
that is a rare occurrence, whereas your day-to-day everyday situation is completely different.
I don't think nobody sees somebody poop every day.
I'm just trying to figure
I
out
don't
why
think
it
so.
has to go in accordance with how you would prefer it to be. Like it's cool for you to know what you like, what you don't like, and that you found somebody who that works, y'all vibe on that. But why can't you leave space for other households to have what works and what vibes for them?
Because we are
Like
on a podcast and
I've
we
had
speak to the
four
majority and
children.
we
You know
don't
how
speak
many
to the
different
minority.
things come out your body. Like there it we all have different scenarios and situations. That's why I said for this video, I think what's cool is it seems like she found somebody who is on the same page as her. Like it makes sense for them. I wouldn't have separate bank accounts, but it sounds like it works for them.
So
Y'all don't like passing gas. We
if the
do. It
narrative
works for
is
us. Like
if the narrative is well, it works for them and so it is what it is, then what is the point of having a podcast where we can have an opinion on whether or not it makes sense or not makes sense if the default is always going to be, well, it works for them, so that's just okay.
yeah,
Let me
because we're
just get
talking
some
about
clarity right quick.
What's the point of having an opinion about it if the default is, well, it works for them? That's
no,
cool.
I'm not talking about having an opinion, but you're making it you're coming across like your opinion is what the standard should be, as opposed to, hey,
No, I'm
that's not
telling you
as
what the
can I just finish? Let me just finish.
Okay, go
As
ahead.
opposed to my opinion of this, like that's not my cup of tea. Like I don't get down like that. This is what I look at it as. That's not how you're coming across. You're coming across like, if you're doing these things that I wouldn't do or my girl wouldn't do, then you're giving your guy the worst of you. That's how you're coming across.
Well, I don't go by based off of what your interpretation is of how I'm coming across. I speak based off of what I believe most men want. Now, you can say that I'm wrong about that, and that's okay too, but it doesn't matter about what you think I'm coming across as. The only thing that matters is what I actually say. And what I say is most guys, in most instances, and women justify it by saying, oh, no, that's just right. No, guys like that too. No, guys settle for what it is that you do or what you provide them, because a lot of times they just have to accept it because this is the thing that they signed up for. But the reality is that most guys are getting the worst versions of you, and y'all justify it by saying, but he likes this. And that's not necessarily true. Most guys prefer to get the best version of a woman.
I think most people, human beings in general, right? And I think that most human beings do exactly what you said, and that's settle because um I don't know many couples that work out. I don't know many. Like I just don't. And so they settle for what each other look like, and you know and I just think a lot of the times most people do that. They settle because they say, okay, well, I get this, so let me not complain about that, and let me not. When if you were trying to give somebody the best of you, you would try to do this thing all the time. And I just think humans in general slack off. And I think women do it, and I
I
think
don't
men
think
do
I
it.
don't think it has anything to do with slacking off per se. I What my point is
I think you make time for what
it's
you want to do.
convenient for people to say, well, this is what he likes, when by default they don't do that around people that they not that close to.
Wait, I've got a question.
Well, and
Are women?
So
Are y'all
so
talking about
so they'll present their best to the
What you thinking?
public, and they're comfortable with what they think that he likes, which is sometimes her worst, in private next to the person that actually values them the most. That's the part that I don't understand. And I get it. Listen, you living with people, and so you're gonna see good, you're gonna see bad, people gonna get sick, whatever, so on and so forth. But what's intentional and what is justified is weird to me, because again, people present themselves, or women present themselves differently in public than they do in private, and then they justify it by saying, oh, that's just what he likes. I think that that is just a convenient excuse in a lot of instances.
Mika? I was asking if y'all were talking about like farting in front of men. Is that what y'all do?
Well, Anton said something about.
No. Slimmy added that as a part of the conversation
Well,
because he said
well, Slimmy ain't
things to
talking.
where
That's
it
why I
felt
was
like that.
like, well, okay, so yeah, Slimmy mentioned it, but yeah, it was.
I'm
Do you do
talking.
that in front of? Now, I said I don't, but here's the thing: I just normally go to the bathroom because if I had to do that, I normally have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, first of all, women don't fart; they whisper in their panties. But I also don't agree that you should do that in front of your man.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Thank
I don't
you,
feel
man.
and this is just me. I'm just like, I'm not even really trying to pee in front of my dude. Like, I feel like there's just certain things as a woman that's not a man's business.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of things that women don't do. Like they don't eat properly. I get tired of watching women sit at the tables with their elbows on the table. They eat with. It's a lot of things that I think women and people in general do wrong. However, I do think people accept certain things. Like I don't like having I don't like having food and all this stuff on my hand. Like I don't eat chicken with my hand, and I don't even eat
Y'all got it.
bacon
Take
with
in
my hand.
mind, Mika
With a
went to
fork and
etiquette
knife.
school.
It's just what I'm saying is I think there's decorum for everything, but it seems like people only apply it to what they want instead of around. like around in general. So if we're going to talk about class, I could talk about a lot of stuff that I see that
I don't think it's necessarily about
do.
class. I think it's about intention. And they are intentional with their actions with the world, and they're unintentional when it comes to coming home.
So,
Who's coming home?
Anton, let me say this.
Yes, I eat chicken wing with a fork. Anton
I
has
can
seen it.
see, okay, so let's just say we'll take Mika's example of eating
That's
chicken with
insane.
pork. So if you eat chicken
Shut
with
up.
outside the house, maybe I can understand that, right? But at some point, let's say this woman has to go home, she has to get comfortable, the mask has to come off. Okay, now she's eating chicken with her fingers. I would get that. At no point do I see like I'm just releasing gas in front of this man or whatever. But there are certain things that are going to happen just because the mask has to come down. The mask has to come down. She has to be comfortable in some space somewhere. So I get that part, but
Mhm.
not
Well, that's
across.
why when we were talking, Kim, I
Wait,
was
what mask?
saying something about the shower, and I said, and that's why I said the thing about, well, there's a door, because there might be a time where you are in there and he has to get in there, close the door, right?
So
I'm not
What
saying you
mask?
all the time. I'm
so
just saying
so
that there's
basically
time.
what they telling you,
You're
Slimmy,
asking what mask,
basically
and I'm
what they
saying
telling you, Slimmy, is never move in with them, never get too comfortable, because basically all they're doing on a date is saying, this is the best version of me. Hey, look at me. And then as they get closer to you, they saying, hey, can I take my mask off a little bit more for you
so.
and
Let
show
me
you
explain to
beauty?
you.
No, 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 no. You can't
No,
That's
take
I'm
the mask
basically
off.
what I
You,
translate that to me.
let
and
me
you play
explain
and
it.
you play
I'm
future for
going
him. You
to
play
explain
future for him.
it to you. So when I say mask, I'm saying stuff like there are things that you do in private that you don't do in public. Like you're not going to floss at a table somewhere, but at some point you're going to need to floss. So you're going to go home, you're going to floss. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like let's just say, okay, now she takes care of her skin, she wears a eye mask or whatever, or the clay mask. Where do you want her to do that? Like she has to go
I'm
home.
not going extreme like that, Kimmy.
Yeah,
The
that's
foundation of
insane.
this conversation was Putin on him,
That's nasty. I'm just
using the
that's
bathroom
No,
in
it
front of
no, it
me.
was not. It was not
Yeah, no, no, no.
passing
Yes,
gas on
the
him.
very beginning of
Nobody
this
said anything
conversation,
about passing gas on him,
the
Anton.
very
I'm
Stop
beginning,
it.
dead.
Stop it.
I'm
Nobody
I'm
said that.
the very
Nobody
beginning of
said
this
dead.
that, Anton.
conversation,
No, no,
the
no.
very
I'm Quentin.
beginning of
I'm
this
Quentin right now.
conversation,
No,
the
no,
very
no,
beginning of this
no.
conversation started with
No, that was
her
outrageous right
saying
there,
that
man.
they take a shower every single day together. When
which is
you
what I
start
told you.
unpacking that,
This nigga flipped it
when
the
you
fuck
start
on the nigga.
unpacking that, there's plenty
Oh,
that you can't avoid. Plenty that you can't avoid.
By
I'm gonna be
taking a
honest with you. I've never, I don't like in my memory, honest to God, I don't remember ever seeing my mother ever pass gas. I don't remember ever hearing it, seeing it, smelling it, and she raised me. I don't remember ever hearing, seeing, or smelling my mother pass gas ever in my life.
I get that. That makes sense to me.
Ever.
And I
And
understand,
so, and she had 4 boys.
I get that totally and completely. And I hear, women who justify it and they're like, I mean, but what you want your stomach to explode better? What do they
Yeah,
say?
you go
Better
to the, you go
or
to the
better.
bathroom. I said I go to the bathroom all the time. Like if I have to, then I just go to the bathroom.
I would have to
And you
be
know
on the
what the
verge of
craziest part about it is? I remember being raised as a boy. My mother, like, I remember one time my older brother farted, right? And my mother was so mad. And she was like, you knew that was coming. Take a nasty butt to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I
mm-hmm.
just said.
That is literally what my mom said. She said, you know what you was doing. Take your nasty butt to the bathroom. She was pissed. And so she didn't play that shit. That's the honest to God truth. Like, I don't remember my mother ever doing some of the shit that I see women hearing them talking about and validating is just cool.
So I guess we must all do what your mom does. Woo!
See, Carrie, Carrie don't want to have the conversation.
We will do
But
it.
Carrie,
We'll
the truth of
do
the matter
it.
is, if you're doing all of that, you've gotten too comfortable, and that should
No,
never
that's
be the thing.
that. Here's the thing,
Chris
Kim.
G, that's nasty.
Here's the thing.
Ew.
That's not the truth of the matter is I am comfortable with my husband. And the truth of the matter is my husband was the one who told me that it's okay for me to do that. I wasn't doing that
Anybody show
around
me
him. Listen, y'all, listen. Cause for I'm trying to be very like respectful of everybody's situations because there's things that everybody up here might do that in my mind, if they have a husband or wife, I don't know that like I wouldn't necessarily do that with my husband, but that's your situation. So I'm not going to be like, well, I wouldn't do that like this over here. So therefore, the way you're doing it over there is not
Carrie,
you doing your
nobody is
best.
criticizing
So,
you
oh yeah, y'all
specifically.
are, y'all
No,
are,
nobody
y'all
called
are.
you out.
Kim just called me out.
I said
She
that there.
just called me out. But I'm
Y'all
not.
take
But I
stuff
don't take.
so
No, 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 no,
personal.
I said
Y'all
that
take
no.
it so
out.
personal.
Listen, no.
I
Let
said
me
I don't think
finish.
you should get
Can
that
I finish?
comfortable.
Let me finish. I'm not saying this in a negative way. My point is that we all have different scenarios and situations. And so I don't think that any of us needs to use our own scenario as if you don't do it like this, then it must be that. And like Anton, you just use your mom as an example. I
Mhm.
don't even know your mom. I love your mom. So this is nothing at your mom. But okay, so your mom never passed. I never heard my mom pass gas. Actually, I have now that I've had to take care of her in her older age. But other than that, no, I haven't heard my mom pass gas before like that either. But so what? Okay, that's wonderful. That works for my mom and my dad's situation. They figured it out. My husband and I, we figured our thing out. You and Rita, y'all figured it out. Mika, her situation, figured it out. Like to me, that's way more important is you need to figure out what works for you and your spouse because
What
y'all
does that
don't
have to
know
do with
y'all
what we're
don't
talking
y'all
about?
what do you mean what does that have to do with it? That has everything to do with it.
She's saying
That has
Carrie,
everybody,
we
everything that
everybody,
understand
has
that. We
everybody's
everything to do
level
with
of
understand
it.
that
acceptance.
everybody is going
She
to
said
modify.
everybody's level of acceptance and decorum is different.
We understand that everybody is going to modify their relationship according to whatever their relationship is. We having a general conversation and we may use personal examples. Doesn't mean I'm
We're not
attacking
having a
you. It
general
doesn't mean that
conversation. I don't
it
feel
doesn't mean that
attacked.
nobody is attacking your
I
situation.
don't feel
Okay.
attacked. I don't feel
Okay, so
attacked.
why do you keep trying to make it seem like, well, everybody's situation is different? We get that. That's understood. What I'm
Anton,
saying, but my question is, why don't women value the person that they lay next to more by doing things differently instead of giving the world the best of them and then giving their person that they land next to the rest of them? I get it. Everybody is
and then you
different,
keep
but
you
that's my question.
and then you and I said I don't think anybody wants to get the worst of anybody that they're with, and I said I don't see how women are doing that, and you keep going back to these examples, which is passing gas, and then I think you even mentioned the bathroom, but it landed on the passing gas thing, which is what we were talking about, which is what I said that I've done, which is what you said you wouldn't want your woman to do. You said your mom has never done that. Mika
Mhm.
said she doesn't do that. So we're all talking about what we would personally do and not do. So stop saying you're keeping it general. You're not, Anton. You're using
My
your life as a
question
reference
is
point.
general. My example is personal. What I'm asking
And
in
I'm
general.
answering the same,
Listen,
I'm answering in
if
the
you
same
can't
way.
answer the question, or
I
you don't
did.
want to
I
answer the
did.
question,
I
if
did.
you can't answer the question as to why most women operate a specific type of way or why their mentality is to give the world the best of them and to give the person that they land next to the rest of them, then that's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with it.
Okay. Okay. I'm not
Um,
answering.
I I I think it's because most of the ones that do act like that, I think it's because it's just comfortability. like for some reason, okay, yes, we know you're supposed to be able to, be your natural self around your spouse or the person you're in relationships with, but I think that's more so the reason why, right? And then um people do have, different comfort levels of certain things. um like my grandmother, my grandfather, up until she got sick, had never seen her without her hair done, and the little bit of lipstick, whatever, that she would put on and stuff, because she would wake up before my grandfather, right? So how he went to bed, how she looked, is how look when she got up. And so that was just her way of trying to stay attractive for her husband. But some people don't do that. So I mean, I understand what you're trying to get at, Anton. It should be a blanket across the board, to me, of men and women wanting to be better, even if nobody's telling you to do it, even if they can lower the bar. You're like, yeah, I could have a bunch of babies and be fat, and my husband wouldn't leave me, right? But how about I not do that and still try to keep up my attractiveness, even though he's not saying it?
I think
Let,
getting fat and passing gas are two different things.
let,
And
let me ask y'all a question. How come not y'all? When I say y'all, I'm saying women, because I want to be very careful with my words, Carrie. Um, why don't girls pass gas in front of their boss when they have a job?
okay, Anton, I can't let you do this to Carrie.
I'm asking. I'm not talking to
I'm
Carrie.
listen,
I'm talking to
Carrie
everybody.
is,
I'm not
I'm being
talking to
quiet.
Carrie. I'm
No,
talking to everybody.
and I understand that, but I'm
Who
going
said
Why
to,
Carrie?
don't women pass gas in front of their boss?
because it's not socially acceptable. But I'm still going to speak to Carrie's point in that if she
Why is
said,
it not socially acceptable?
because nobody wants to smell that, it's disgusting. But like I said,
Oh.
I mean, if you're living with your husband,
Hmm.
where is, I personally am not a fan of this, but like Carrie just said, her husband was like, it's okay to do this. If that's how
I'm
their
not
relationship
talking
works,
about Carrie's
I'm just
situation.
giving you an example. So if Carrie or the other random women in the world that we could possibly be bringing into this conversation as an example,
because it's
Well, don't it
because
don't
it's
smell like
because it's
roses?
because it's disrespectful. That's
oh,
why
it
they
does.
don't do it. It's
It don't
disrespectful
smell like roses?
Of course it does.
because it's disrespectful. That's why they don't do it. And they have a higher level of regard and respect for their boss than they do for their husband.